What's up, everybody? We'll give it a minute or two here. All right, so I lied. This is my third video. I did one on our main page, one on our supporter page, and then one now. So we'll give it a minute here. See if anybody joins us. Okay, well, we got Colorado snowfall totals here for this week. If you have questions, you can ask them in the chat. We didn't advertise we were coming here, and so yeah, we're just gonna go and roll with it, see what we can do. So the big factor for us in the snowfall has been the positioning and the deepening of a low pressure system or a surface low. And what you're gonna see here is here's our first system. This is the one kind of going through today and tonight. You can see this is a deepening low pressure, but what you're going to notice is it sets up really nice, Albuquerque, and kind of right where we want it, but it weakens and kind of fizzles. And so that's going to limit its impact on Colorado. It's why the models have been slowly trending downward on this system because of just that. Man, instead of really deepening and giving us a substantial punch of a low pressure, actually weakens. Boo hiss on that. So, no bueno. So, we're going to talk about what that means here in a second. Give me 1 second. All right, 1 second, guys. Okay, so that lowers our total. So let's talk about totals for Colorado. We're going to zoom all the way in. And what I like to do, everyone's a little bit different. Like use a blend of models. So it takes a good, takes a bad, takes it all, and there you have kind of the facts of life. Or the snowfall total in Colorado. So some models, like the GFS, go extreme, right? Earlier in the week, they were talking about 22 inches for Castle Rock. 22 inches. Not getting 22 inches in Castle Rock. So, yeah. So not getting that much. So what the blend does is it takes kind of the extremes of all of them. Some are higher, some are lower. And it kind of blends them out. So it's a good place to start. I don't always use the blend of models. Because sometimes it can be off and you kind of look at it and you go, I don't think that's really right. But for the most part, it's a good starting point for where we're going to go. And so, yeah. So let's look at timing and let's look at positioning of some of the snowfall. So I really do think snow kicks in tomorrow night, kind of the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock time period. So if we go through tomorrow, you can see really not much, even at the 5 o'clock hour, starting to get a little bit of snow on top of Pikes Peak. It's always your good indication that snow's coming. Snow initially will start on Pikes. And so then by about, 7, 8, 9, 10, even to 11, here comes our snowfall total, or snowfall. What you're going to see is, I'm going to have to switch models real quick. Yeah, I will. What you're going to see is if we do, if you look at like the 3K NAM, you're going to see the wind direction. And wind direction in Colorado is really significant for our snowfall totals. So if we go over here to wind, along the Front Range, east winds are king for snow. East winds. All right, here's that surface low right now. The one that's going to exit here and get us out of here tomorrow. And the next system comes in tomorrow night. So let's go to tomorrow night. Give interwebs a chance to load. And you're going to see wind direction here. So wind barbs, they they kind of point to where the wind's coming from. So the kind of flag part of it, or the top of the barb, that's the direction the wind's coming from. So these are all north. This would be like a southeast. This would be like a west. Okay, wind direction, mountains, everything in Colorado. So let's talk about it into Wednesday and snowfall. And it's really slow tonight. I think everybody and their brothers on it tonight. I don't know. It could also be the live feed that jacks with it a little bit. So we're loading up here. Cool. Let's wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Okay, so here's where it's going to be some significant here. Where we have like these northeasterlies, that's actually going to be okay getting some moisture up the mountains. Here's our mountains. Here's our front range. Okay, this will be okay. What won't be okay are these northerlies right here. Okay, and as we get into Wednesday, you'll see this really pronounced. Northerlies are not good. Winds out of the north. It's taking moisture, if there's any. And remember, moisture comes from the south, Gulf of Mexico. Any moisture it's taking is just pushing it. Now, where we do see snow with north winds, Palmer Divide. Because Palmer Divide is elevated. Okay, Palmer Divide right about here. Okay, you take that north wind, take that moisture, and you shove it up elevated terrain. That's why places like Monument, places like Castle Rock always do better than anybody else when we have these north wind setups. What you'll see here is, man, get down here, I-50 corridor. Man, we have more northeast, even some easterlies. That's going to get a lot of moisture in this area. Snowfall totals will be better down here. So let's see how that plays out. Go to our blend, go to snow, and again, looking at totals here. Snow kicks in tomorrow night. Okay, and so here's our snowfall totals through Thursday. Again, down here much better because of the wind direction. Okay, and placement of the surface low. The system's a little bit further to the south. So this area is going to do much better with snow. Trinidad, Campo, Springfield, you're going to get 6, 7, 8 inches in here. Okay, Pueblo, you're right on that edge, right? You know how this game plays. North winds coming down. Here's Palmer Divide. It's why Castle Rock. It's why Northern El Paso always does better in the 5, 6, 7 totals. And then you get south of the Springs, and the opposite effect happens. You take air, north winds, go down the Palmer. Winds that go down accelerate and heat up. No snow. That's why you get these donut holes. You get the donut hole over like Penrose. You get the donut hole over Wakana Fountain, Security, that kind of area because of the north winds. Okay, Castle Rock, Palmer always does okay with the north winds. Again, Denver, this tracks a little bit further to the north, you'll get a little bit more. A little bit further to the south, you get a little bit less. The models have been showing, man, this has changed every run, and it's gone down every run for this area because of the track of the system and a weakening system. So Denver, I don't know, maybe 3 inches. I'd be surprised if we actually got that number. 2 to 3 inches, sure. Castle Rock, maybe 5, 6. Some places, Perry Park, some places, Palmer Lake. Could get more, could get 8, could get 9. Someone's going to get a 10-inch number out of this. They always do. Could be Evergreen, could be Conifer, could be Palmer Lake, could be Larkspur. Somebody will get one of those big totals based on the wind direction. West of the Springs, you get that Manitou area, 4, 5, 6. And then you get maybe a little bit more in the Woodland Park. But again, that's the nature of this system, nature of the track. Wind is everything. If you wake up and, man, we got winds out of the east. Hey, cool. Got a good chance of snow. Wake up. Hey, we have winds out of the north. No bueno. Okay? So you've got to have those easterly, northeasterly, southeasterly. I get moisture to go up this terrain. We talk about with storms or any kind of weather, there are 4 key elements that we talk about. One of them is lift. You have moisture. You got to get it up in the atmosphere. So cold front, warm front, sea breeze, outflow boundary, something to push that moisture up. Hey, we have a great mechanism in Colorado to push moisture up. It's called the mountains. Get enough moisture, shove, lift, storms, snow. How it works. So, All right, so there's a little bit look. There's your totals. Quick video. If you had any questions, you could have asked them, but not a lot of you here, and that's okay. It was not published, and I did not advertise this. I just want to get this there. So, all right, here's snowfall totals for tomorrow night. We'll update in the morning. So catch us in the morning. All right, guys. Have a good one. Take care. Have a good night. Be safe out there.